what we have to do as people and as individuals is to learn ourselves so that we know how to accumulate unearned income, residual income, and super income. So I feel like part of the reason black people are in last place is because we don't have the proper tools and knowledge and capital in order to go beyond the standard.
I think the biggest issue is capital. And with capital comes fear. Like a lot of niggas, me included, I be kind of scared to just put my money into something because the return might not really be there. So it's like, shit, let me not do certain shit. But really, if you got the knowledge, nigga, that little money that you put in, you can make times 10.
Let me put something out there in the air. So I was on Instagram and I saw that Lil Duval was talking about he don't give a fuck about credit and all this other shit. And he basically was saying, if you can't afford something, don't go out, don't buy it, don't put yourself above your means, which I agree with to a certain extent. However, in order to go to another level, you have to go outside of your pockets. So if you can't afford to start your business and it take $40,000, $50,000, which is considered a moderately small business loan, I don't think that means you shouldn't do it.
Well, I think that when it comes to rich people, it's easy for them to discredit anything.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, nigga, you have the ability to touch way more capital than everybody else. So of course you can sit back and say, oh well, I'm not investing in shit if I gotta use my credit. I'm just gonna spend cash. Well, nigga, you have a lot more cash than everybody else. But credit, a lot of people use credit for the wrong shit anyway. Like, niggas that look at credit and be like, oh, okay, I can go buy a car. You know what I'm saying? Or I can get a loan to go buy some shit that I don't really need. I can get a loan to buy a house that I'm really not using as an investment. I'm just using this shit to live in. When it's like, nigga, you can use your credit for damn near anything. You can use your credit. I met a nigga who told me straight up, he was like, bro, I got multiple lines of credit. And what I do is I sell my line of credit to people because and it shows on their credit that it's been like, what, 5-6 years worth of credit. You know what I'm saying? I put your name on my credit card. Next thing you know, nigga, your credit done jumped up 30 points. And it's like, damn, all right, now I can go do some shit. You feel what I'm saying?
But I think part of it is we got to disrupt this narrative because when you talk about poor people or broke people, etc., they got this narrative like they automatically frivolous with money. When broke people, in actuality, most of them trying to spend their time not to be broke, being up on their bills. The same thing like a normal regular person. You go to work, come home, pay your bills, then you pay yourself. Everybody does that, whether you rich or poor. Because who the fuck want to work 12-hour shifts, come home and pay bills and go to fucking sleep?
You should always, OG told me you should always pay yourself first.
Always. And I don't care if that's female getting your hair done, your nails done, if you a dude going to get your car washed, pair of shoes, whatever it is, you deserve that. You know what I'm saying? You can't save your way into wealth. Now you can save and invest, but it's not like, oh, to be rich, I just stop spending money. Like, that's silly. Like, nobody thinks that way. People that become rich, it doesn't happen that way. So I think that part of it is we have to change that narrative and just be more so wise with your money. When you do get a lump sum, being able to determine what you're going to invest in, if you do have an idea where you want to start a small business, etc. But also, going back to the school criteria, high school does not properly prepare us for the regular modern life. I didn't know shit about credit until I graduated high school.
See, and you want to know something about that education too, though? And I felt like that these past 5 years. A lot of people like to discredit college, and honestly, college does help. It does. Because it opens a different avenue.
But it costs money.
It costs money.
A lot of fucking money.
It costs a lot. Well, it depends on what you're doing. Because, see, nigga, technical school, if you go get a trade, I was in school for what? Automotive technology. That shit was like $800 a semester. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, $800, we pissed that shit away. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing. Nigga, an education, not just an education, some type of paperwork to say that you can do certain shit, it opens different avenues from a CDL, from a CDL to a automotive degree, HVAC, fucking cybersecurity. That's
But they're not teaching you how to run the company. They're teaching you how to get a job at that company.
But see, you gotta think when you think about what institution is really gonna teach you how to be better than everybody else.
Why not?
They training you.
They're training you to be a worker.
If you can train me to be a worker, you can train me to be a CEO.
No,
you have to teach yourself. That's the game we play.
But that's what I'm saying. Why not?
If I'm trying to hire workers, why would I train you to not work for me?
Why not? Y'all not answering the question.
That's basically like me teaching you to fish, and then you say, well, why you didn't teach me to start a fish business? Nigga, I taught you to fish, start the business.
But
I taught you already.
Just because I know how to catch fish, the type of bait, doesn't mean I know how to properly run a business.
You believe in educating yourself, right? How much education have we got that we got ourselves?
No. You taking what I'm saying for another. I'm not saying don't be headstrong, don't go out and learn yourself and get the education. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, when are we gonna get to a point where we're actually developing more and more entrepreneurs? As opposed, do you see what I'm saying, bro?
You don't think it's enough going on? Like,
Fuck no.
You don't think it's a higher level of that coming out?
Hell no, especially in the black community.
I'm talking about during this whole COVID situation. You ain't think there's been a lot of people trying to go out on their own right now?
I have seen more and more of that, but that doesn't automatically mean that those people are.
People kind of been forced to kind of do that.
They have been, but that doesn't automatically mean that they're going to be successful in that field, no matter what it is.
I think that it's a lot of things that the school system or the education system could teach us a lot about.
Yes.
From credit to balancing checks to all of that shit. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, that's more of a personal thing. Like, okay, nigga, I taught you this. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take me telling you like, hey, you got to do this and do that and start your own business. I taught you about credit. I taught you about LLCs. But that don't mean you finna go do it. Nigga, you got to get out there and do it. That shit is so simple. People don't realize that shit is simple. Nigga, I did it and ain't nobody taught me shit. And it literally took me 10 minutes. You see what I'm saying? Like, I kicked that LLC to everybody because I was like, bro, all I did was do this. Nobody told me to do it. I just did it. And we in the age of information, bro. Turn your phone on, nigga. Cut on Google, nigga. Google tell you everything, bro. And these people are not gonna teach that to you because they don't want you to have that. They don't want you to have that advantage over these people, especially when you're black.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why we need to get to a point where we are teaching these people and creating more entrepreneurs as opposed to workers. But that's part of why the economy every so often is going into another recession. Like, what is it? Right now, we're in 2020. 9-10 years ago, we was in a recession.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With Barack Obama's first term.
It was like right before.
You know what I'm saying? That we was in a recession.
Jimmy told us.
He did. When he dropped the recession.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? So the same way it was that easy for you to just Google, how do you start an LLC? The same way they can teach us. So like I said, I'm not contesting nothing y'all saying. You should always question everything, seek more and more knowledge, do your own footwork. Always. That should always be part of the process. But we need to also get to a point where we're teaching more and more in a standard criteria, be it high school, college, etc., about people being more so involved towards entrepreneurship.
You know, you have certain programs in schools that teach entrepreneurship. It's certain programs that does teach that.
Business administration.
Thank you. They teach you that when you go certain avenues. A big issue is a lot of people go a different avenue. And then they be like, I went to school for marine shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, oh, you didn't teach me how to learn how to start a business. Nigga, you didn't go here for that.
But that's bullshit though.
How is that bullshit?
Let me tell you why. Because what was it? At one point, you wanted to be a barber. My brother wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be, what did I reach? I think I wanted to do psychology or something like that. If all of us had been taught how to start our own business, we would have automatically had a job as opposed to trying to get a job. We got to try to get education. Once you get that diploma, if you get that diploma, that degree, then you got to try to get a job. So it's like no matter what you're doing and what career field that you choose, you always got to try to get a job. If you create your own job, you don't have to worry about shit.
Okay. I hear what y'all saying, but you don't have to get so caught up in the entrepreneur thing. Yeah, that's a cool thing, but the common denominator for most people who are financially free is investments. A lot of people who are financially free, they don't have no business. But they have good investments.
Y'all missing out on a bigger picture. most people who
You should come over.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be able to fit. Oh, just say what you were saying.
Yeah.
most people who start businesses or are in the makings of starting a business have had experiences. And college may not teach you how to, start a business, but in actuality it does, because when I was in college, I was cutting hair, I was selling Rellos, I was doing people homework, that was starting my own business. Basically, I was tutoring, like I was doing a whole bunch of other shit other than a job to make multiple flows of income.
And that's survival.
That's the key.
That's survival.
Multiple sources of income. That's what I'm trying to say. Most black people only have one job.
But listen, until he's able to officially monetize and legitimize. Appreciate that. Legitimize your business. It's until it's official, everything is hustling. We've been hustling. Black people know how to hustle. It's not that we don't know how to make money. It's just in terms of being able to play the game.
Too many black people depend on one job. They don't have no investment. They don't have no other source of income.
It really just like, for us, it really just be like niggas like security.
Yeah.
A nigga get a job, it's like, especially a good paying job.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell a nigga like, with him, start his own business. It took that nigga.
It took a lot of steps.
Like, shit, like, do I really want to leave this shit and take a chance on doing this shit then failing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What niggas gotta realize, and this is the age that we in, right? We in the age of instant gratification. A lot of people won't sit now. It's like, no, I don't want to go out here and learn something and take 5 years. I want you to teach me this shit now. And when somebody tells you, no, I'm not teaching you this shit now, you need to live, and then you'll realize, because a lot of people that I met was like, I want my own business. And then 3 years later, they was like, fuck that shit too hard. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. No. Because at the end of the day, you have to experience a lot of shit to come to reality like, damn, I need to start my own shit.
You right.
You can't expect education, the educational system only counts for what? Maybe 20% of your life? That's a big percentage that you need to use in other shit. That's 80% of the time. You telling me the other 80% you can't learn how to run a business? Like Buddy just said, I'm cutting hair, I'm selling Rellos. Eventually, he gonna be like, damn, I got all this money. I need to do something. You gonna run into people. You gonna start reading books. You gonna be like, damn, that's what you.
If that's the common denominator, and we already established that most people have some type of hustle, but they're not willing to take that chance to step out because they want security.
Go back to what I'm saying.
But I'm saying, let me finish right quick. So they're not willing to step out and take that chance. One of the things, the common denominator that we should have is the same way we learn, everybody learns before they graduate the Pythagorean theorem. Even though we ain't never used that shit. We ain't never used that shit in our regular everyday life. We take that bullshit out, put it in a box, and throw that shit in a volcano so that we never see it again, and then put some shit that we actually may use. It's a genuine or standard entrepreneurship course for everybody, because I get what you're saying. There are different avenues where people can use that, but when you talk about electives, that's not one of the things that are on there. We're talking about home ec, PE, drama.
Now I agree with that. Now I agree with the idea of taking shit that you're not gonna use and get rid of it and replacing it with other shit. That's why I said they need to teach you about credit. They need to teach you about balancing checkbooks. They need to teach you about home ownership. They need to teach you about things like that. But on the subject of entrepreneurship, I just don't think unless you go into this course to learn how to run a business, I'm not going to be, as a teacher, teach you how to run a business, because that's not what you came to me for. You came to me to learn about marine biology, and that's what I'm giving you.
But that's when we change the standard. You got to change the entire standard, because the way the standard is right now is fucked up. We learning a bunch of shit that we don't need.
Well, then how about this? What if they did every senior, a mandatory class is, I don't know, life prep. They teach you how to balance your checkbook, credit recovery, and all that other shit.
Or just credit in general, how it works.
I didn't understand that shit.
Me neither, and that shit really fucked me up.
Most people don't have credit until they do some fucked up shit.
Bro, I've been paying my own cell phone bill since I was 15. Since I was 15 years old, I done had multiple apartments, multiple car notes. And of course, a car note that contributes to your credit, but I had other things that I was just paying on consistently, but I wasn't working on my credit. So I have a history of reliable payments but it's no record of it.
Well, what builds your credit is basically credit is saying, hey, I'm gonna give you this money, and if you give me the money back, then I'm gonna tell everybody else that you did it.
And he good for it.
But I mean, that's economics. That's hood economics. Like nigga, if I give you a brick and you come and you run off, I'm gonna be like, man, that nigga street credit fucked up. And that's always been my issue with people with credit. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand, but at the same time, it's like, nigga, let's just be real. If you look from a street point of view, and it's like, nigga, if I give you a pound of weed and you leave, of course I'm gonna tell my partner, when he be like, man, that nigga Dexter trying to buy a box. I'll be like, man, don't get that nigga shit, because he ran off with my shit. Ain't no way Dexter gonna come tell him, man, that's fucked up. No, nigga, you ran off with that nigga shit.
But what if I tried to sell it? I really tried to
where my money at?
But 6 months, I really...
Nah.
Before we get too far ahead off subject, I want to go back to what Miles said when he was saying people might be scared to take that risk.
Yeah.
And go back to what I was saying. If I have a job and I don't have other sources of income, it's harder for me to take that risk of losing that job.
That's real.
You see what I'm saying? But if I have 3 other sources of income,
dividends.
I can quit.
Yeah.
That's your dividends.
That's what I'm saying. Most people who are successful, they have investments.
That's why you never put all your eggs in one basket.
And this is what I'm saying. Black people always talking about entrepreneur. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I've been drinking. You don't have to have no business to be successful out here. You can have investments. You can own houses and rent them bitches out.
But that's when you get to that level.
You don't have to have no business to be successful out here.
In all honesty,
you just gotta have more shit flowing in.
It kind of come down to, and I know people don't like that shit, it kind of come down to a demographic difference, because as black people, you still gotta remember the reason that we be so fearful about letting go our shit, because we ain't got shit. So it's like, nigga, if I come up in a household where I ain't had nothing, and I fuck around and get some, I'm gonna be like, bro, I ain't trying to go back. And I feel that. It's like, bro, I ain't trying to go back.
And
you feel me?
On top of that, it's like now we starting to see there's more prominent black businesses, but we got grocery stores and all this other shit. But think about when we all grew up in the hood. These fucking gas stations, these food places, all this other bullshit. I remember one time I went into the fucking Chinese restaurant or whatever, and I was finna get my food. Or the dude told me the food was ready, but I didn't hear him. So I'm coming. He came out there. He had like a gun on his hip, like, "Hey, hurry up!" I'm like, "Who the fuck you talking to?" You know what I'm saying? So that's why I hate. And I don't know if this. I feel like this goes into it relates. But people try to talk about how black businesses they don't invest in them because of customer service. This is a Chinese restaurant on the east side that everybody fuck with. They got horrible customer service, but don't nobody ever say shit about that. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that it's like. We always contributing to these businesses in the hood. But none of these businesses are owned by black businesses, but we continue to contribute to them.
Now if they preach that kind of shit in school, that'd be different. Now that should definitely be preached in school. Like, basically the systematic bullshit where it's like, nigga, this nigga just basically called you a nigga to your face, but you went back up there and got some gas.
Right.
But this nigga over here, he your brother, but you won't spend no money with him because his gas might cost 10 cents more. You know what I'm saying? Now that is some shit, but that's also like kind of borderline black history, African American studies type of shit. Now, and this might go off subject, but when you really put all of that shit in one pile, it's kind of like systematically that's how that shit was that's how it was programmed. It's like, nigga, we're not gonna tell you how to do certain shit because nigga, we still want you to follow the same protocol. That being said, if you know that this country is ran by that protocol, then it's like, hey nigga, let me go somewhere else and let me do this while I'm still playing your game. All of this shit is a fucking game anyway.
But you know, I feel what you're saying. I'm not gonna lie. And sometimes I'm on one side of the fence. I'm like, you know what? I just need to go to Africa, start over, do my own thing. And on the other hand, I'm like, fuck that. My ancestors built this goddamn country. What the fuck I'm finna leave for? You know what I'm saying?
No, fuck that.
Somebody at the door.
Oh shit.
I ain't going back to Africa.
You got that? You got that thing on you?
No, my shit on the couch.
Got that thing, y'all.
Y'all putting this on pause?
That thing ain't. Nah, keep bro. He edit shit. He's an editor.
No, I ain't going by that. Fuck that shit. You know, back in the 70s, they was like, let's go back to Africa. Niggas was buying tickets to everything. I'm not doing that.
Fuck with us. Africans don't.
They don't fuck with us. No, Africans don't fuck with Americans.
What that?
What I'm gonna talk about is these aliens. These fucking aliens. Huh? Yeah. Damn, my bad. I ain't even thinking about that shit. Been talking about these fucking aliens. Aliens are ruling the fucking earth. God damn it.
Who's back here being aggressive and loud like that?
What you talking about?
Well, niggas talking and shit.
Fuck this! This is my
You already know what that is.
So you ain't never.
I get aggressive sometimes.
Sometimes.
But if you hear niggas say, fuck that, I wanna do this. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. God damn it. You feel me? I already know.
Shit.
You already know who that is.
Give a fuck about it getting out of hand.
Motherfucker.
And I'll kill everybody in this bitch if
Nah.
we
reaches in the pocket. Like, what you say, nigga?
Gotta
You
get
don't
But yeah, basically what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, man, all of that shit is systematic. And I think that's why I always said that supremacy needs to be taught in school. Because I think that if you actually explain that shit, that'll make black people think a little different about the way they move. I think you got a lot of black people who are a little ignorant to the fact of the shit that's going on with them. And it's like, hey, a lot of us feel like, nigga, I'm broke because I'm too busy. I'm not rich because I'm too busy being broke. It's like, nah, nigga, you can move a little different. It's just that you gotta learn about shit. They gotta teach you shit.
I think that's part of the problem is with millennials, they almost act like racism doesn't exist because it's not in your face. Black people, most black people, not all of them, are very direct.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck you, you know I won't fuck with you. Why you sitting over here at the lunch table? You know, it's direct. As opposed to, you know, you have some Europeans that are just like more so subtle in their ways. So because they never had a white person come straight to them and say, you're a nigger and I don't like you, it's like, okay, well, he not racist, I ain't got to worry about him. But when you teach them systematically and how it goes on, and in terms of how they're able to marginalize you without directly like condemning you, then they'll be better prepared to oppose.
I think they don't even stop at that. I think a big part of the reason millennials think how they think is because of the curriculum, bro. It's a lot of shit that they taught us that they don't even teach kids. You know what I'm saying? They trying to take slavery out of books. You know what I'm saying? It's certain shit about us that we learned that made us be like, man, fuck y'all, that they not teaching them. So in their head, they're like, oh man, that shit happened a long time ago, but you don't really understand what the fuck happened.
And how we're still receiving the ramifications.
That's why I said, like you said, if you take the Pythagorean theorem and throw that shit out and put some real shit in there that is outside of entrepreneurship, because I feel entrepreneurship.
We need to Ricky that Pythagorean theorem.
Teach these people about who the fuck they really are, and they move a lot different. They gonna move a lot different. But when you continue to go to these cracker schools and keep doing this cracker shit, then you gonna
do shit like that.
You feel me? But nah.
Nah, but see, HBCUs cost money too.
Yeah, and they're what's putting a lot of black people in debt.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's any college.
No, but the HBCUs,
they expensive. They are expensive.
No. Let any college. Any college you go to, you gonna owe some goddamn money.
Yeah.
My cousin graduated from I don't know if he graduated, but he owe $100,000 to Art Institute.
Yo, Art Institute, that's a private school. That's a private school.
$100,000.
I read an article that said the average 30-year-old in America is in $150,000 worth of debt.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I only thought about 3,000. No, I'm sorry. About 20,000, 30,000 maybe.
Damn, I'm doing good.
I'm at about
I just owe rent.
You bought that car?
I done cleared my debt.
I'm at like 2.
Oh, no, okay, 15.
Yeah.
I'm at like 180 something. So that makes sense.
But that's what I'm saying. But bro,
Got the house now.
for credit to have,
before though, you right. Cause my shit
credit
was
to have
like
as
10,
significant
15,
of an
so yeah.
impact that it does on us, that should be mandatory in school. It should be mandatory.
But they're not gonna give you the game like that. It's
But
a
that's just
system.
fucking problem.
In order,
But see, you gotta.
big companies need workers, and if we teaching everybody to go above that shit, they're not gonna have what they need to keep going.
Fuck that. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You need to teach me what the fuck I need to learn right now before I get out of high school.
Okay,
bro.
but if you let's put you in their shoes. If you that big guy and you need some workers, you gonna teach them the game?
Yes.
Well, he's
No,
saying,
you're not.
It's that you talking
Quit
about
lying,
no,
bro.
because at that point you talking about zero sum, which means if I make 100,000 entrepreneurs, it's not gonna be enough money for me,
Okay, check this
which
out.
is not true. That's bullshit.
Check this out.
Because there's plenty of money to go around, bro.
That's like a dude in the hood. He got all the work and he got little people working for him, and he telling them, you know what? You really don't need me.
You can go to my connect.
You can go shop. You can be bigger
But I
than
got something
me.
to say though.
And then in the end, he don't got nobody shopping with him no more.
That's your fault. If you
That'll be your fault if you get niggas the game
Bruh.
and you own big.
No, bro, on some real shit, bro. If you go home and you ain't got no bread in your pocket, that's your fucking fault, bro.
No, we not
That's
talking
your
about
fault,
that.
bro.
We not
No,
talking
it
about
is, bro. It's real shit,
I
though.
have
Bro,
something
you
to say
talk-
though.
That's not what we talking
On
about.
both of those situations, because there's a lot of variables that goes in yours, because that's like feasibly not possible. America's like, we're all just dope things around this motherfucker, so that could never happen. But in regards to what you were saying about the actual subject, which was, say it again, because I got the thought.
I'm
Not yours, whose thought?
Oh,
Which one?
About how we even got to this conversation.
I don't know.
How we got to
We've
this.
been drinking all over.
Damn it, and it was so good.
basically what I'm saying.
Oh,
is,
you're talking about there's not enough
if-
money going
if
around.
I
That's
need-
not true.
if I need workers,
you can guide
I'm
a
not gonna
horse
teach
to
you how
the
to be
water. You
boss.
can't force it to drink. That's why all these people that went to school, we were taught certain shit, whether you applied it or not. It doesn't matter. I can teach you whatever, but if you don't know how to apply it or use the knowledge, it's fucking a waste. It's like
That's like
if my business depends
everybody
on,
is
if my
not built to
business-
be a chief.
If my
You can
business
tell
depends
somebody
on-
That's
work
it.
all the time.
Everybody ain't built for that shit.
That's
so
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
gonna do?
It's people
Like
that
you
are
just-
meant to be workers. That
like-
is as far as they go.
Facts.
But see, that's why I think what you saying is what he's saying. It's just that you might have worded it wrong. It's enough money to go around for everybody. So yeah, I can teach you this shit, nigga. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna start your own business, nigga. And I'm not even worried about it.
Everybody doesn't have that
They don't
hard
have-
work,
they don't
dedication.
have it
They
in
don't
them,
have
bro. They
it.
don't
Like
have it
shit,
in them.
it's
That's
hard
some
being a
individual
business
shit. You
owner.
gotta work on your
But at the same time, logically,
there you go.
I told you that was the right
but
button.
see, this is all I'm saying. And you're right, Donald Trump is a prime example of that. But what Donald Trump did was Donald Trump put his own folks on. He put his
Exactly.
brother on.
He didn't go teach his work.
He put his lawyer on. You know what I'm saying?
He put them on.
People,
has
in all
people.
honesty,
That's not his
that's a common lie is that revolves around white people. White people don't give a fuck about nobody.
Facts.
So white people put they sons
friends
on,
on.
they grandkids on, they
Right.
partners on.
I agree.
But to say, oh well, white people put everybody on, no the fuck they don't.
I'm
White
not
people
saying-
are the most selfish people in the world. They selfish as shit. As hell. So to say, oh well, white people do it, no the fuck they
But
don't.
I'm saying they doing it. You said we saying the same thing. You said they put their people on, their brothers, their sisters. We need to do that same shit.
I'm talking
Where it makes sense. I'm not saying make your goddamn cousin
But
or
see-
your lawyer and he don't know shit about law.
But see, that's a common
nobody
common lie with us too. Because you know what? A lot of us do that same shit. We really do.
What you mean?
A lot of us put our own folks on. We really do. It's a common lie. Nigga, we stay in Atlanta, bro. Every piece of black money in Atlanta was put on by somebody else. I knew you was a photographer, so I put you on. I knew you had the weed, so I put you on.
But I'm
Tell
saying,
them business.
That's what black people do. That's a common lie with us, nigga. That's bullshit.
But I'm
the
saying-
only thing that black people are guilty of is hating on the other side.
And
But when
that's
it comes to
what-
us with our own people, we been doing that shit. Why the fuck I'm finna call this nigga to do something when I got a nigga sitting right here?
Ain't nobody finna fuck up their hustle, dog.
I know, I understand.
If I got
that.
niggas buying .5 from me, I'm not finna tell they can go buy a 3.5 from Buddy and
I
get
mean,
more
shit,
from
you ain't
that.
gotta get the point.
I'm not finna fuck my hustle. But what he say? I'm not finna fuck
But what
my
if you got the 3 for the 15?
So why should you walk into a warehouse? Wait. You basically saying you basically saying I should walk into my warehouse. You should walk into a warehouse job and nigga who own the company should be like, this what y'all should be doing.
I'm
Own
not
your own
saying
company.
that.
Let me
You
tell
not
you.
finna fuck this hustle from.
Let me tell you how to tell you
You
my
saying they
job.
need to teach more entrepreneurship?
I'm not
They
saying
don't have to give us the game, dog.
Bruh,
That's up
all-
to you.
What he's saying is people should be afforded the opportunity to learn it.
Thank
And what
you.
they do with it is
Yeah,
their
we
own
should teach
business.
each other.
Thank you.
But I'm talking about the people who running shit. They not finna give out.
But that's what I'm saying.
information
People
and
who
fuck they
run this
hustle.
shit, they acting like, oh, if I give them this knowledge of how to do this, then they gonna come super. That don't mean shit.
It's about how you do it.
I feel it.
I know I'm a fire photographer. If I teach the next person, I ain't saying this is Maul, just some random person, hey, this is how you do this, you shoot this, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna be thinking, oh, he gonna come up and he gonna snatch all my work from me.
No, that's
Even
different.
If, whether he's not as good as me or he becomes better than me, I'm still gonna eat at the end of the day.
Bro.
I see what
I'm talking about, we talking about people who are running shit on a major scale, who have thousands of workers. They not finna go to no big Amazon warehouse and be like, you can all be bosses, you don't fucking need me. Who gonna run his warehouse for him to make his fucking bread?
It's always gonna be somebody to
You
run his
gotta pick one
warehouse.
person.
Like she
you gotta
just
pick
said,
one person out of the group. Hey, you are my new apprentice.
He not finna
Come
fucking
on over
hustle
here.
up.
like Nicole said, it's always gonna be some people that work in the fucking factory.
That's why they.
Yeah, but
that's why Jordan.
Yeah, but
Dad
nobody's
will say,
gonna
"You
always,
like that 'cause nobody can
no
take your
real
job
boss
like that."
like on that level, especially no white man ain't finna take a risk of losing one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
He want every cent. He not finna take no risk of 10 niggas resigning because they want to start a business. You better get your ass in here and make this $7.
I see what
I don't know what they
I
make.
see-
I'm
I
just
see what
saying.
you're saying, though.
You gotta
I
put
see-
yourself in other people's shoes, bro. Ain't no man finna fuck his own hustle.
See,
I get what you saying. We gotta be responsible for each other.
You gotta help
can't-
somebody
you
up
can't
to a
expect-
point until it starts hurting you.
Right.
You can't be mad at white people for not giving us the game. That's the game.
It's like
That's why they got power.
No, I can be mad.
They built
you
it
can be
like
mad,
that.
but
They built it like that. So,
you can be
that's
mad.
what we gonna do. We gonna play
You
the
gotta
game,
play the
and
game.
we gonna play it smart.
Oh,
we
we
in
can-
it to
How long
win.
we gonna be mad and not do shit?
But that's what I'm saying.
When you
I'm
really
saying
when
at
you
some
really
point we
think
gotta
about
change
it,
it.
when you
At
really
some
think
point, we
about
gotta
it,
get up and get our own
when you really
shit.
think
I'm
about it,
be
not
mad.
just black people, but from every
gotta get
end of
money
the
to fight
spectrum.
people, dog.
Life in general is almost like a big game, nigga. You got your checks and you got your balances. You got your tribulations and trials, nigga. That's just what it is.
Wow.
What people don't understand, what I think people fall off at is they don't want to deal with that. So it's like, nigga, just give it to me. No, it's like, nah, dog. You gotta deal with this shit. This is the game you play.
But look.
We are the 99%, and that's the 1%.
I understand that, but this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at it like this. Let's say I make a game, and I built it from the start for myself and my people to succeed. So if I say, hey, I gotta finish this 1 cup, and y'all gotta hit 10 cups, and the first person to make it to the damn kitchen wins. Now it's gonna be a couple people in my flock, they can't finish this first cup, so you kill your 10 and boom, you make it. But it's a small percentage. Y'all looking at it like, I'm just gonna do this, I'm gonna kill these 10 cups and I'm gonna make it to the kitchen. I'm saying, fuck that. We gotta change the whole thing. Say, no, we both gonna do this 1 cup, so it's equal. So we gotta change the whole fucking game as opposed to trying to play this fucking game.
Now for that mentality, that's not the game we playing, because they don't want to see any nigga finish that
Exactly.
cup. So
Exactly.
what you gonna do? You gonna figure it out like, okay, this how we finna play this. They don't want to see anybody win.
Right, but that's when we end up jugging, hitting licks and all types of
That's
shit.
the
to get it.
game.
That's survival.
That's what they
That's
do.
what I said earlier.
But
That's
goddamn it, I
survival.
get
That's the
tired of
game.
surviving. I
But
just
guess
wanna
what?
live.
Then what you?
I just want to live, goddammit.
If you don't want to survive, you're gonna die. You ain't gonna live.
Bro,
dog.
I'm not talking about
This
survival.
country was built on robbing and
Black people are in survival mode. That's
and
like
murder.
the worst. That's
We
why
in
can't-
survival.
that's why we
But
get that
but
high
see you
blood
but
pressure
see you
and all
want
the sickness we have.
but see you want to think about it like this. Black people are survivalists, but guess what? That's what got us here in the first place. Because when you think about it, if the shit was reversed, white people wouldn't have survived none of this shit. We survived all the way here, and even though niggas disagree, we've gotten a lot better.
White
Shit is getting a lot
would
different.
play the game.
Nah, I think they would.
Nah, fuck
Because
that.
when you think about
white
it,
people-
before they got in power, we was in power. They played the game.
They played it.
And they say, we got to get motherfucking
But you talk
power.
about like centuries apart.
I don't give a fuck how long it took. They figured out they needed power to take over this.
But
bitch.
look,
they
this-
the minority in the world. It's
But,
more black people than white people.
in the
the
regular
world, bro.
life,
We gotta play the game.
You have living and then you have survival. When you have an abundance, that's when you can say,
You
damn,
gotta be realistic.
my car broke down. I need this large sum to pay for it. I have that, so I do it, and I'm able to continue living my life. Or we need food, so I'm able to pay and continue living. Black people, we can't even live. It's like, damn, the regular standard, I got to pay the rent. I got to pay to put food on the table. The regular shit you need to do.
And that go back to me saying you need multiple streams of income because most black people don't have that shit.
That's the truth.
And that's what I'm saying. Most
You missing
most
the
other
point.
races got that shit.
You missing
and
the
they
point.
can afford to quit their job. They can afford to not go to work some days.
I
They can
think,
afford
Bruh,
to be like, I'm resigning.
I'm saying, bro, I understand.
Until we get to
Listen,
that point, we not gonna get
But check this
nowhere.
out. Check this out. I hear
gotta play the game.
I hear everything you saying, and I agree with you. But
Why
why
you think
is
mom
it?
doing the Bitcoin?
listen to what I'm saying. I hear everything you're saying, and I agree. But why the fuck is it black people, we got to do this, we got to understand, we got to learn this game. It's not that we not smart enough or that we not trying to educate and learn our stuff. We got two brothers in the room putting us on game.
Yeah.
We the only ones that's in behind.
It,
so it's not that we not smart enough and we not already trying to take that route. It's other intrinsic forces that are in play that are putting us in this margin.
To be honest, what it sounds like is black people had a blueprint, but when we hit that pinnacle, we don't do what the fuck we supposed to do.
Thank you. Exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
Thank you. What it comes down to.
That's my whole argument.
What it comes down to.
We gonna stop
what it comes down to
and just play the fucking game.
It's like, nigga, we got the blueprint to win the game. It's just that when we hit that level 9, it's like, oh, I'm there, so let me go do this. And it's like, no. You here, nigga. You gotta keep it moving, and that's always been our problem. That's why we don't have no money. That's why it's very little money circling around the black neighborhood.
If a nigga come up on 50 bands, what he gonna do with it?
We keep the economy going.
If a regular everyday nigga come up on 50 bands,
when I talk about the black dollar, I don't just mean make it, spend it. I mean from a real point of view. When you think about it, how much of this land do we really own? You know what I'm saying? Like we don't, like what did they say? We own like 1% of the wealth in this country, but we contribute to 13% of the people here? Like no, and we make all that money. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the issue. It's like nigga, y'all doing exactly. Like nigga, y'all doing it, but you're not doing you doing it and you getting to where you need to be, but then you just piss it away. You know what I'm saying? That's no different. That's no different than a nigga playing high school basketball or college basketball. Then when it's time for him to get drafted, he go out and get extra drunk and fuck his shit up. And it's like, bro, you was right there. Why are you doing that?
That's what I'm saying.
You educate the opportunity. Exactly. Educate.
A white person get 10 bands, he invested. A black man get 50 bands, he buy Camaro SS. He buy. You see what I'm saying? Like we can't keep blaming
with the
like, we understand at this point.
You the man in the hood.
A lot of shit against
but
us.
That shit don't mean nothing.
We understand everybody hate us. We get that shit. But if you got a chance to flip your life around and invest and get about that shit, and you fucked it over, don't keep crying about this shit. Play the game, my nigga. Because at one point in history, even in the history book, they tell us that black people ran this fucking world. Yeah. But white people said, okay, we on our ass. We gotta get on our shit. We gotta build an army. We gotta take over this shit. We gotta kill, murder, rob, rape, whatever the fuck we gotta do to get this power.
That's why
we not willing to do that shit.
A certain extent, I understand.
Look now, don't be out here raping motherfuckers.
Now, what I'm saying is, to a certain extent, I hear what old people say. It's like a lot of old people look at a lot of the shit we do, and we be like, ah, nigga, this just some young nigga shit. But when you think about it, it's like, damn, we in like 10 times better place than they was at 29, 30 years old. They basically saying, nigga, you got the platform, nigga, do something. What's the point of you being so upset all the time if you're not gonna do shit about it? If you're not gonna do shit, just shut the fuck up and be a worker.
That's my whole argument.
Just be a worker. That's why I say I feel what you're saying. Clock in. Because you ain't doing shit anyway. What you gonna go buy you 30 pairs of J's and then go to work and be like, I hate it here, I'm sick of this shit. And it's like, I just gave you like $3,500, bro. What you do with it? I pissed it away. Don't be mad at me, then.
Not everybody has that spark.
Right.
What I mean is, the spark is, all right, well, I'm down bad, so I gotta go do something. Some people will say, well, I'm down bad, well, then let me just be down bad and I'll deal with it. Because you gotta have the mentality of wanting. Yeah, there's the workers are the ones that's gonna be like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm here. But the ones who got that spark and the ones who have that drive are the ones that's gonna take themselves and other people around them.
And we need those workers.
And guess what?
We need those workers.
To go back to the beginning of this conversation, you can't teach that shit. You cannot teach that.
You gotta have it. You
have to have that. You gotta want that shit. You can't teach somebody, hey, you better want this. I can't teach you to want a bitch ass thing. You feel me? Like, if this what you wanted, then you will work for it.
It's like, I don't know if you know, there's the Seahawk. Their nests are on cliffs. Yeah. All their nests are on cliffs. So they don't.
I don't know shit about no Seahawks. So you been kids some real shit. I don't know nothing about no nests, no cliffs, no nothing.
Hey,
go ahead. Hey, what's happening? How you doing?
Let that man finish about them Seahawks.
Yeah, I want to hear about that Seahawks.
He finna prophesy.
That nigga said, "So you know about the Seahawks, right?"
Alright, so,
Would you get out the way?
so of course birds don't already know how to fly.
Yeah.
So by the third week, if you don't know how to fly, they kick your ass up out the nest because they gotta move on to the next
Ain't
shit.
got
They
time.
I'm about to have some more eggs. You gonna have to get up out of here, big fella. And that's how life is. Like if you stay in this one spot, you gonna get shoved off into the side. You gonna get pushed off to the side and let somebody who really want it or somebody who I can trust, who I can believe in, I'm gonna get in the ball and they gonna do the thing.
And in capitalism, you need workers. We need workers. We need people like somebody got to be the workers, dog. Some people got to be the workers. They put
nest on the cliff.
Some people got to be. Some people have to lack ambition, dog. That's what run this country, dog. Some people got to be the workers.
That's capitalism.
That's what I'm saying. You can't have capitalism without the workers.
But this is
everybody can't be about it.
I just don't like the implication like it's if we put out this knowledge then it's not gonna be no more workers. It's always gonna be frontline workers because not everybody has that same capacity to be.
I'm trying to put you in the mindset of this white man that you so angry at.
Ill.
Look, now listen. I'm telling you, when you facing the enemy, you gotta think how they think. They thinking like, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. I don't want one of y'all motherfuckers to quit this job. I want y'all to keep working for these pennies on this dollar while I'm making billions. They're not finna come in there and be like, you can be an entrepreneur. You can have multiple sources of income, nigga. So I gotta hire 10,000 more people. I gotta struggle to find workers and slaves.
But what's wrong?
They're not finna give you the game.
What's wrong with me coming in, becoming a CEO, and
it's nothing wrong with you doing that. But if I own the business and I hate you already because your skin black, I'm not finna give you the fucking game.
Then fuck them.
Yeah, because I can honestly say if I was Jeff Bezos, I wouldn't get them crackers.
But
I'd be like, you white boy, go fucking pick that pallet up.
That's your job. That's your job to be like, you know what? That's your job to create multiple sources of income, like my nigga doing the Bitcoin. He can be like, you know what? On my job tripping, I can just leave this shit and go start this other shit. I can get some real estate popping. But most niggas at his same job is over there. I can't wait till we get paid next week, so I can go get that PS5. Yeah. They ain't got $3,000 in their account.
He sound like an old ass man.
That's 99%
to be on that PS5 and get live with everybody.
Listen though, this shit real. That's 99% of our people. We depend on that next check.
The only issue that
but most other races, they got multiple sources of income. They invest in their money. No matter how small that money is, they invest in this shit because they know
I understand it. And I just know it's a lot harder for
you don't
us.
have to be no business owner.
It's a lot harder for us to get to that point where we're able
people
to
always talking about entrepreneur. It's like, bro, you don't have to know.
It's a lot harder for us to get there, but eventually it's like, all right, nigga, what you gonna do? We can't keep sitting back and saying it's a lot harder for us. You know it's harder for us.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do?
We should be good by now.
Yeah, exactly. If I got a job making $30
that's
an
the only
hour.
thing you said that I don't like. Talking about some we should good.
That's real though.
It's real.
We good now?
Honestly,
We good now?
straight up.
If you know,
Also,
if you
real
already
nigga
know
shit
you
at
behind.
29, 30, how old you here, bro?
28.
28, 29, 29. Are we not in a better situation than our parents was at 29?
Fact.
Fuck yeah.
No,
I know I am. And in all honesty, that being said, it's like, hey nigga, you know you can do a lot of shit with what you got going on. I can't speak for everybody else, but I know as far as these niggas in this room, we are in a different situation.
I'm in a different.
They didn't have running water and black people civilized them. How they go from being on the bottom to controlling the world? How the fuck we can't understand the game and play the shit? Why we gotta sit back and be like, this ain't fair, this ain't fair? Nigga, if you playing basketball and you know the other team better than yours, what the fuck you gonna do? Complain about the shit? Or get motherfucking better, nigga? Or go get some better niggas?
Complain and get better.
I
ain't gonna complain.
My nigga Dick Gregory said, nigga, do something. Dick Gregory said, nigga, you talking all that shit, nigga, do something.
Dick Gregory said, the fuck I'ma do at home.
And I agree.
Not a bitch ass thing, so you get to
He said, hope you can pay your goddamn rent.
Hope is bullshit.
Hope is bullshit.
I'm a realist. I'm
on the side. Look, I
look at the worst situation and I see the shit in it and I see what I gotta do.
We saying the same thing. We just saying it in two different ways.
Yeah, but you kinda more on a fairy tale. I ain't gonna say you on a fairy tale shit.
No, he's an optimist.
That's cool, but you gotta be real, bro. In this world,
If you're gonna be an optimist, you gotta mix that shit with some realism.
you gotta be real.
The realness is that he sees the problem, but he's being optimistic about his solution.
This is the thing about it because
we've been optimistic.
I appreciate
We've
that.
been optimistic, but it's
But
like,
check
hey,
this
we
out.
gotta.
Check this out. My ancestors, your ancestors, when they was in slavery and they was dealing with all type of atrocities and horrific crimes against a person, they were like, I'm never gonna get out of this. This is life. This is life. But at some point, somebody was like, no, fuck that. We gonna change. It's not gonna be like this forever.
Okay, now first of all, the slavery thing.
See what you
They not gonna tell you the truth about slavery. It was a lot of niggas who went for that shit. Like it's another right now.
Yeah, on fact.
They're not gonna tell you the part about the niggas who was standing up against
On fact.
The
The Haitian Revolution. Come on, somebody.
even in this country, they're not gonna tell you about how it was revolts all the time. That's how they ended up with the whole Abraham Lincoln shit, bro. It was more niggas against that shit than coon ass niggas, bro. Just like today, how we mad about this shit. Everybody want laying down like they make it seem in the movies, dog. They're not gonna tell you the truth. So all that slavery shit, fuck all that. We been fighting, dog. We gotta do what the fuck we gotta do. If you know the game, you know the nigga you playing against don't give a fuck about your life. Me complaining to a nigga that don't give a fuck about my life ain't doing shit.
It ain't gonna solve nothing.
You know, I really wish you give me a fucking chance.
It's not about solving
like,
nothing.
fuck you.
It's not about solving nothing.
Give me my money.
Venting is therapeutic for their psyche.
A lot.
Fuck venting. Fuck venting. Nigga, we got
This is scientific, so I don't know if we're on the same level at this
No,
moment.
well,
You gotta be
you
realistic.
can put,
I feel that. I'm
you
not
can
gonna
put
lie.
your anger and
You trying to kill me?
Hold on,
I'm trying to kill too.
I feel like for us as white people to make it, we can't go about things how the white people went because we have to practice group economics, like dead ass. We can't be how they are because
That's cool.
We're not at that level yet.
enough money. We have to pull
That's
together.
cool, but before we do that, we gotta start investing. You gotta go in steps. You gotta take
And that's what I'm saying.
I don't-
Invest your money. Say all three of y'all niggas want to start getting into real estate. None of you guys have $100,000 sitting where you can go buy a house. So you got 30.
But I have
you got
$100,
33.
so
But see, I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that in whole because I honestly feel like black people could do group economics.
We have to. It's not
she's saying that's right.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's the route. See, y'all not listening to a bitch ass thing. That's the
We've
problem.
been listening to your motherfucking
We more
you the real
realism.
deal motherfucker that ain't hearing shit.
You on hope.
We gotta bring it back. Take it back.
And that's how the white men really have us because we don't know
Because
how
we
to
just
work
be
as a
fighting
group.
each other and shit.
Yeah,
That's what it is. We be so against each other.
Goddamn it.
I can't
White man ain't got me
What about
playing the
me?
game,
Like, nah,
and I'm
bro.
gonna win this motherfucker. Before I leave this earth, if God give me enough time, I know I'm gonna win. I know it. I'm confident in that shit, bro. I ain't gonna be like these. These motherfuckers at my job, I know they're gonna be there till they die.
I just honestly
gonna be there.
But there's
I
nothing
honestly
wrong with that. I
feel
think
like-
we gotta stop demeaning people. Like everybody has a role, everybody has a purpose.
I don't
Like,
demean them for that.
everybody
We
can
need
do
people
both.
like that.
I honestly
But they
feel
can't
like,
hate
I
me
feel
for
like
no
the
more.
game. I feel like the game of capitalism is so easy to beat. It is. Nigga, just do what the fuck you gotta
be
do.
patient.
Don't be patient and
Stop
don't
trying to
look for
rush
nothing.
shit.
Don't look for nobody to give you shit.
Facts.
And when I say don't look for nobody to give you shit, don't look for nobody to give you nothing.
No, but that's
like
the problem, though. Everybody do.
and everybody be looking for something.
Perfect example though. I don't know if y'all saying that shit with Meat Mill.
It's some stuff in the kitchen, ice
saw that.
cups, it's some
They see how
wings
you
in the
like
kitchen
this?
too.
Yeah.
Motherfucker want a
Straight.
handout, bro. Everybody looking for the next nigga who got it.
Yeah.
Don't nobody owe you shit
Hey.
except for this
But that's how
country
everybody
when you
feel, though.
black. They owe you trillions, but that shit ain't coming. Don't nobody owe you shit. So it's like, nigga, if don't nobody owe you shit, are you gonna keep asking? If you ask me for $100 and I be like, no. But you gonna say, well, I need it. I'm not giving it to you.
I don't give
But
a
you gonna say, well, I'm just gonna starve and die. No, nigga, you gonna be like, well, I guess I got
That's survival
$500.
shit.
That's survival, right? And that's the issue. If you want to win at the game of capitalism, nigga,
play it.
then play the game. It's such an easy game.
no, I was waiting.
It's an easy game, bro. It really is. It's literally, nigga, do what the fuck you gotta do. Survive,
The
nigga.
game is fixed though.
But if the game ain't fixed when you play it right. It's not
it's
fixed.
Fucking
Capitalism is
you
so
just said some
easy,
bull.
bro.
You know
It's
good
so
and goddamn
easy,
well
bro.
that game is fucking fixed, cuz.
It's
Fuck
fixed,
you
but
talking
how
about?
long we gonna sit here and bitch
But
about
you gotta
it?
think about, even though the game is fixed, we all have our own cheat codes.
Right.
It's just like
I hit a
Grand
lick.
Theft
You
Auto.
ever hit a lick before?
I'm the game shark.
You ever hit a lick before?
There's ways-
We gonna get
Hold up, the
them
wise
cheat
man
codes.
speaking. What you gotta say, bro?
There's ways to get money.
He got a mouth
Without-
and everything. He got something to say.
There's ways to get money without having to struggle to get it.
I'm sorry, them Ravens?
Bring it in.
Them hard.
Thank you.
Keep going.
And then like what he said about it, the game being hard. If you already know from level 1 that the game is hard, when you walk out your house, you're already past level 1 mentally. It's like, all right, I know I gotta dodge this damn dog, so then let me go ahead and do this so I can get to my car. I already know it's black ice on the road, so let me go ahead and fix my tires up and shit like that. So if you already know that you got a whole bunch of obstacles in your way, once you pass them obstacles once, they should not give you any more trouble. Once you get to that brick wall that you gotta climb up, that's the part where you gotta dig in and put everything that you learned from running from that damn dog to doing everything to that one point. Once you get to that point, then it's like, all right, now I can start getting that pain out of the way so I can move forward.
Exactly. And my whole point is, if you know you gotta do extra, why bitch about it?
Yeah, you
Just
already
do
know
it.
it's there.
Just do it.
That's why I said, you know what? I misspoke when I said that the game ain't fixed. It's fixed. But it's like, nigga, are you gonna just complain about it? Are you gonna win the game?
If I gotta do 10 more push-ups than him, fuck
Then
it.
I gotta do it.
Fuck it.
But I'm gonna win.
I'm not finna.
I'm not gonna sit back and be mad about it and stop. I'm gonna be like, nigga, I guess I gotta do more.
Like you were
live my
saying, with
life
people
like
who
that.
want instant gratification, to be good at this game, you got to be able to take no well.
Right.
You got to be able to say, well, he said no, but I know down the street, this motherfucker gonna say yes. And I'm gonna go to him every time.
Yeah.
Until he say no, then I'm gonna go to somebody
You
else.
gotta have confidence, man. Damn near cocky.
Yeah.
Damn near.
And they gonna tell you wrong. They gonna tell you be humble. They gonna say, bro, you better be humble, man. Fuck humility.
No matter what you face with, bro.
Keep doing your
you
thing,
be
bro.
dead broke. You cannot give up, bro. Not in no black man. Bro.
I just feel like capitalism is easy, bro.
It's really easy.
It's easy, bro. You just gotta.
But
do
it's
what
hard
the
at
fuck
the
you
same
gotta do.
time.
It's hard, but at the end of the day, if you can break that barrier, you can get off your ass, bro. You can win, bro. It is what it is. Now, yeah, you're gonna have opposing. That shit must be gone.
Yeah, we kept that shit. It's like a
You're gonna have opposing.
I'm scared to
forces.
drink that done now. Out of the brown I'm drunk.
No, we got it. Probably.
Done is 100% agave though.
You might want to drink
And-
this.
Yeah, you don't go
Yeah.
from brown to white.
Yeah.
It's white to brown.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm a god.
Okay.
What he said first time all what?
I'm a guy.
I thought he said God.
A guy. Oh, I'm sorry.
God. I've never thrown up on liquor, any type of liquor.
Really?
Including that time you tricked me and that old girl
How dare you?
into taking all the
What the
shots.
fuck? You said
Damn.
he was the one like, hey, we gonna get this food.
You know, I never talked to you about that. I don't appreciate
But
that.
we slick saved you.
We did. Oh, we did. We did.
Cause we was like, we gonna trick him, but we can't trick you. That.
Nah, nigga, dog, cause I was like, nah, we can't let him do that. We can't let him
That'll
do
have
that.
to be another podcast.
Okay. I forget y'all. But I was sick as fuck that day, bro.
I know you was.
Frozen like a motherfucker.
Shit.
But,
I got some more Coke, I think, in the refrigerator.
Basically, that was
I
like
got a 2 liter.
he pulled up on me and Crenny, and we had been drinking, and we was like, yeah, we 6 shots in,
They
so
lied to
you gotta catch up. So we made him take 6 shots all at once, and we had literally all take like 1 shot.
Me and some female, we won't say who it was. You know, I don't even know her name.
she was with it.
But they tricked me and the certain female to take certain. They was saying, well, we already took 10 shots basically. So we thinking we gotta catch up. These niggas ain't even drunk shit.
Not at all.
We had a
We had
So
one.
me and Shawty just fucked up and we just, you know what I'm saying? And they just,
Hearing this story again sounds pretty fucked up.
yeah,
Like,
bro,
man,
like,
y'all niggas is pieces of shit.
like after y'all
You
did-
did it.
Like when y'all,
It was you. Somebody, y'all. You was the one.
I'm okay with who I am as
I'm
a person.
thinking, man, I'll tell you later. it's a lot more to this story than
It's
this.
some stuff we shouldn't talk about.
Yeah, man. I just done.
editing.
When they told me they hadn't really drunk shit, I was kind of mad. I'm like, bro, I'm about to throw the fuck up over here. Like
You didn't though.
I never. That's my whole point. I don't throw up.
But did you die?
Nah, I'm telling you, I'm a god, dog. I done, man. I'm
Show
telling you,
no,
man.
show no.
Oh God, too.
I done been with this nigga. He done been passed out in the grass, and I was still standing. I'm Antoine Fisher.
What?
I'm still standing.
Dos amigos.
Where you would have passed out.
I'm still standing. Dog. I ain't never
I
failed.
can't
dog.
count.
1, 2,
It
3,
be
4,
like, it be
5.
like that sometimes.
Let me go ahead. Oh,
Okay.
I got
So we covered the economics. I think we're on the same page. We're just saying two different things, so we can go to the next topic.
What's the next topic?
Would you fuck a girl with one titty?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
That's the real topic?
Why does she only have one titty?
This only takes 30 seconds, my nigga.
She was born that way.
First of
She
all,
was
I don't
born with
care.
one titty?
Born with one titty.
Is it in the right place or is it in the
It's
center?
in the center.
If
So
it's in the center, I think it's alright.
It's in the center,
I
so
don't
it's
give a fuck if
equal.
it's on the left side or the right side.
Like,
I'm not fucking no chick with one titty,
it's
bro.
it's symmetrical though. I can understand
What
if
if
it's
she
like
has
one
breast
titty.
cancer and she just
I
had
know,
a...
right? A mastectomy.
But then it's like an oblong titty.
I'm
Like,
fucking with it.
you would?
One?
She wears it this way.
But what if it's an extremely huge titty?
I'm fucking with
Like you got this
it.
big,
But then that
one
kinda
big
equals-
ass titty.
it kinda
and
equals
it's
out.
it's just a blank space.
I'm gonna show so much love to that one.
You don't suck with one titty, no way.
Exactly.
That's true.
Most of the time.
How often you go?
You forget about that one, right?
I
It's like
do that.
people like, oh yeah.
Is that abnormal to suck
Oh
both?
yeah.
I suck
You
both
forget
I
titties.
about
suck
those.
both titties.
But I didn't start sucking both titties.
Yeah,
till-
but you get one more love.
It's two right
You
here.
get one more love, right?
I get a left one a lot more love. I get a left
You
one a
only
lot more
need
love
one.
because I'm right-handed. So I'm going right here.
You only need one. But yeah, wait, you said I want to take a break till we get like small top down.
That nigga just texted me and said smoke break.
Shit.
Man, we got a lot of footage.
We'll be
I'm-
right
I'm-
back after these
I'm-
bits.
you.
Get your goddamn ass up.
Nigga said, what you
Enemy
play music? God damn it, man. That's a good. Okay.
What?